Ladies and gentlemen, the most incredible, what a show. Do not adjust your set. It's Hitman Cause, and welcome back to another edition of the contracts for your official NXT Worlds Collide review. And of course, I'm not alone in this endeavor. Please welcome, as always, the co-host, the humble man Gary. Welcome to the contracts.
What's up, my man? Cuz Payton, what's goody? What's goody?
Hell of a show Worlds Collide was, wouldn't you say?
Hell yeah, it was a really great show.
Yeah, man. Ready to get into it?
You know it. Let's do this shit like Brutus.
Man. All right. Well, we started off with the NXT North American title match where that man Mello, the man who don't miss, faced off against the one of one Ricochet.
Yes, sir.
And yo, man, this match was wild, man. This shit was like 1,000 miles a minute, yo.
Yeah, it was a great match. One of the best matches. I'd have to say that's probably one of my main favorite matches on that whole card. It was a great match.
Like, if there was ever a perfect way to start off a pay-per-view, that was it.
That's a fact.
And oh man, like it's crazy because Mello has consistently put out banger after banger after banger. Like when he says he don't miss, that's not just a slogan, man. This man means it, and he proves it, man.
That's right.
And even though he won with a small package, it was perfect. It was perfect fitting because even the counters were crazy, yo.
That's right.
But, once again, Carmelo Hayes still the NXT North American champion. But man, yo, that shit was so wild. That had my adrenaline going for the next match. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's a fact.
Oh man. Like, of course, I expect nothing less from NXT, but Jesus, yo, it was so wild.
Word, it be same word, yo. That's a fact.
Yeah.
That was one of the wildest matches, bro.
Yep. But I'll tell you what, speaking of wild, if y'all thought that was wild, y'all ain't seen shit until the next match, where we had the Diamond Mine versus Josh Briggs and Brooks Jensen versus Pretty Deadly versus Gallus in a fatal 4-way elimination tag match to unify both the NXT and NXT UK tag titles. Now this match was even wilder. Oh my god, yo. Oh.
Yeah, it was.
Like, all the teams started going at it like crazy. Except for Pretty Deadly. They were being a bunch of punk-ass cowards.
Yeah, that's a fact.
But everybody besides them were going crazy. They were bringing out everything, man. Freaking Briggs and Jensen was soaring through the air. Freaking, yeah, Gallus on the verge of knocking people's teeth out, and the Creeds were, being the Creeds.
Exactly.
And then, of course, Lash Legend, who accompanied Pretty Deadly, was trying to insert herself in the match, but herself and Fallon Henley started getting into it, and they started brawling like crazy, and they didn't get ejected, but they kept fighting all the way to backstage.
Yeah, that's a fact.
But anyways, I was actually surprised by the order of the elimination because the NXT UK Tag Champs, Josh Briggs and Brooks Jensen, got eliminated first.
Right.
that threw me off guard.
That's a fact, yo.
The
Me too.
the next thing you know, Gallus and the Creeds are going at it like a bunch of barbarians, man. On some wild shit, man.
Yeah, that is a fact.
But to my surprise, Gallus got eliminated next. So now,
That's a fact.
it was just down to the Creeds and Pretty Deadly. But yo, oh my god, yo. Even during the match, freaking
That's crazy.
freaking Gallus and Josh Briggs and Brooks Jensen were still fighting. They still came through the ringside fighting, and security was struggling to split them up and everything. It was the craziest thing I ever seen, yo. It was looking as wild as it was looking on NXT 2.0.
Yeah, that's a fact, man.
And then
That's a fact. They were crazy, man. And yo, oh my lord, like one of the most shocking parts is, I don't know if you want me to say or you want to say,
you can say it.
the outcome of the match as to who won and what led to the tag team winning.
Yep.
Oh man.
Yeah, freaking in the close moments of the match, the brawl got so wild that they actually crashed into the ref, so he was down for a little bit.
Yeah.
So one of the dudes from Pretty Deadly, the nigga with the blonde hair,
Right.
tried to use the steel chair, but he was stopped by Damon Kemp, and then Julius Creed was about to finish him off. That is until Damon Kemp put a chair to his back,
Right.
and with that, it opened the door for Pretty Deadly to win the match, thus capturing both titles.
Right. That's a fact, yo.
And normally, I would be mad because I hate Pretty Deadly, but considering the circumstances, I can't be mad because they had no idea that Damon Kemp was going to do this, and no one else did.
That's a fact.
But earlier in the night, if you guys are paying attention, Roderick Strong was seen brutalized and bloodied, and
That's a fact.
his attacker was unknown,
Exactly.
and he was already at odds with Diamond Mine, where nobody trusted him anymore.
Right.
And this in turn would prove to be fatal considering what happened in the match.
Exactly.
And all this time, Damon Kemp and the Creed was convinced that Roderick Strong was going to turn on them or he was the enemy. But no. Damon Kemp was the enemy the whole time. And he played them like fools. But
Exactly.
But I'll tell you what. Despite everything Roderick Strong has done, I might be reaching when I say this, but I think the Creeds owe Roderick Strong a big apology.
Oh, word. That's a fact.
Because they were fully convinced that he was out to break this group up when yet it was Damon Kemp who wanted to do that.
Word. That's a fact, bro.
And the ironic thing about it was that Roderick Strong was the one who brought in Damon Kemp.
Right.
And for him to pull this, man.
Exactly. That's a fact.
But, you know, Lord knows he's not getting off that easy.
Exactly, that's a fact.
So he could enjoy his plan working for now, but I know the Creeds are gonna make him pay big time. And when Roderick Strong fully heals, he's definitely gonna want a piece of him.
Yeah, that's a fact, man. I think, I think it's some of this. I think it's the Diamond Mines that did this.
Yep. Moving on, we had Mandy Rose versus Mako Satomura versus Blair Davenport in a triple threat match to unify both the NXT and NXT UK Women's Championship. Now, I'll be honest, I didn't know Mako Satomura up until this point. So, but I'll admit, when people kept referring to her as the final boss, despite not seeing any of her matches, just by the way she presented herself, she looked like the final boss. You know?
Right. Right.
And I already knew Blair Davenport, but that was back when she was Bea Priestley. But still, I knew what she could bring to the. I knew what she brought to the table.
Right.
And you know, Mandy Rose, she's been doing it for a while, and this match was real good. They all proved why they deserved to win the match, and I was definitely pleased with the outcome, where Mandy Rose hit the V trigger on both of them on both Mako and Blair at the same time. I thought that was real nice, catching them both with it. Where upon her connecting with the move, it knocked Mako out of the ring, and it knocked Blair out. And then then Rose pinned 1, 2, 3, and she unified the titles. Now, in my opinion, this, finally gives Mandy Rose validation that her title run is not a fluke, was not a fluke, and her skills are for real. And I'll be honest, when she first won the title, I didn't think she was going to have it long. I really underestimated her completely.
Oh wow.
But you know, after seeing all of her matches, all of her title defenses, she's improved greatly in the ring, and she's really made herself into a dominant champion.
Right.
So, I think now she is more than deserving of some respect being put on her name.
Right. That's a fact. I truly agree, and yeah, that match was great as well.
Yep. And also the Shawn Michaels picture that she took was even better.
Right.
Actually,
that's a fact.
Actually, I think she did the best version of that picture.
So I got you perfectly, and I did see that photo. So.
But let me say this. Niggas in the IWC are hypocrites, because the same dudes that don't have a problem with Mandy Rose doing this picture were the same dudes that had a problem when Ted Conti did it with her titles.
Exactly. That's ridiculous.
Yep. Moving on, we had Katana Chance and Kaden Carter defending the NXT Women's Tag Team titles against Doudrop and Nikki ASH. Now, before this match begins, I will admit, I can't believe I'm saying this, but there was something that, forgive me for this, humble man, but there was something that Vince Russo said that I have to agree with.
What's up?
And he said that Doudrop and Nikki ASH had suffered too many losses for them to be considered a threat for the titles. And to an extent, I agreed. But I honestly felt that air of losses went away competing for these titles on NXT just because those losses happened on the main roster. And NXT is a whole different place, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
And I might be reaching when I'm saying this, but oh man, I was disappointed that Nikki didn't switch back to Nikki Cross upon being on NXT.
Exactly. I couldn't blame you for that. I would have rather that same thing too.
Yeah, but at the same time, I'm not too disappointed because lest we forget, Nikki ASH was her idea. So, it's what she wants to do.
Exactly.
So, if they're doing what they want to do, then they're happy, and there's nothing better than seeing your favorite wrestlers being happy doing what they love.
Exactly.
Because when they're having fun, it'll reflect how they look on the mic, in the ring, the whole 9 yards.
Exactly.
And I would have said the same thing about Doudrop switching back to Piper Niven, but she more or less likes being Doudrop.
Right, that's a fact.
So it is what it is.
Oh yeah, exactly. That's a fact. And if that's what she likes, then alright, hey.
But I thought this match was pretty good. It definitely brought me back to the days of when they were under their previous gimmicks.
Right, exactly.
I'm sure.
Right.
Yeah. I'm sure they had to do stuff a little different. But
right, probably.
But it was still great,
Right.
But unfortunately for them, they were actually in the driver's seat to win the titles, but Toxic Attraction came by to crash the party, provided the distraction to allow Katana and Kaden to retain the titles.
Exactly, yeah, that's crazy too.
Yeah, that's true. But hey.
Oh man.
But who knows? Maybe they might get another shot down the road. Maybe. I don't know.
Maybe. Probably on another episode of NXT that happens every Tuesday.
Yeah, maybe, but that's a very big maybe.
Exactly.
Moving on, we have the main event. NXT champion Braun Breaker versus NXT UK champion Tyler Bate to unify both titles. And let me tell you something. For those of y'all who've never watched NXT UK or even seen Tyler Bate wrestle, oh, you were in for a treat. I told y'all before, don't look at this guy because of how short he is and think that he can't go. Let me tell you something. This guy is something else in the ring. Like first off, given his height, you would never think, and also his physique, you would never think he's as strong as he is. And secondly, this dude hits hard as hell, yo. Lest we forget, he's 1/3 of British Strong Style. And Strong Style is nothing short of lethal. Stiff shots, freaking dangerous moves, not recommended for the weak. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Exactly.
And I'll admit, I honestly thought for a few different times during the match that Tyler was gonna pull it off, man. But
oh yeah, man, for real.
But unfortunately, it wasn't to be. And Braun was able to weather the storm. That was Tyler Bate to capture the NXT UK title and unify both. And
yeah, word, man, for real.
And then to make it even better, instead of being a sore loser, Tyler accepted the loss like a man and shook Braun's hand.
Yeah, exactly. That was great sportsmanship right there, and that's something I always love to see.
Yeah. And you know, overall, this whole pay-per-view was amazing. Absolutely amazing. You know what I'm saying? And
yeah, it really was.
Yeah. And needless to say, it was better, much better than Clash at the Castle. Like head and shoulders better.
Hey, I wouldn't debate you there.
Like honestly, some people may think I'm reaching when I'm saying this, but I don't give a fuck. It's my opinion. But the first two matches alone were better than the whole paper. Were better than Clash at the Castle. Like literally,
I got you.
Like literally, the first two matches alone. You know.
Right.
And honestly, you know, this honestly gets me hyped for the next NXT Takeover event.
Oh yeah, I wonder what month that's gonna be.
But you know that's a long ways. That's a long ways from now, you know.
Oh yeah, that's a fact.
And you know, patience is a virtue. And we have to look forward to Extreme Rules, you know.
Yeah, that is right.
But, you know, that's going to do it for this edition of the Contracts. I definitely want to thank each and every one of y'all for taking the time out of your busy schedule to come and chill with your boy. I definitely want to thank the Humble Man, as usual, for coming to kick his wrestling knowledge.
Oh, you already know, as always, most definitely we'll be right back at you in a few weeks for the contracts and the results for Extreme Rules.
Yes. And y'all, if y'all enjoyed this video, go ahead and hit the like button. Comment if you feel like it. If you're new to the channel, subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss a new video. And until next time, by way of Struggle Vision Productions, is the Hitman and the Humble Man, and we out. Peace.
Peace. We out this bitch.